Well, we picked the perfect day to be here, and the Easter Market is crowded, but this Murals in the Market Festival is really amazing. It's beautiful to see.
It's almost, you come in here and you almost don't recognize the place anymore. I mean, you think what this was just a couple, 3 years ago. It's nothing like today. This is bustling. It's what a market ought to feel like.
Yeah, and they've expanded the celebration to 10 days. So
10
people
days,
get to,
right. And it's part of this, again, this reawakening of this area. When I was a kid, this was part of my little stomping grounds around here, and there were always people, and all of these buildings were full of shops and butchers and whatnot, and so it was a place to hang out. And that we lost that in the 80s and 90s, and it's really interesting to watch it come back.
And to see a lot of the art that you see around here
I
as
about
well.
run over some tourists when I pulled in here.
That's right, Nolan, with your big car. All right, couple of headlines coming out this week. One that you saw in particular, Nolan, talking about the Crowne Plaza.
Yeah, I mean, what does Detroit need? It needs more large hotels. That's what the NCAA told us when they rejected us for the Final Four. You had Crowne Plaza wanting to add 500 rooms next door to the Pontchartrain, $164 million development. Council said, well, no, not unless you agree to be neutral in the organizing drive that the union has against the hotel. I mean, the council ought not be acting as business agent for a union. It ought to be serving the best interests of the people of Detroit and the taxpayers of Detroit. This was a project with no subsidies, no tax breaks, no incentives. They were putting all the money. That is so rare in Detroit, and they turned it down.
But does the council have to green light everything that comes across their
desk? No, they
desk?
don't. And I mean, we've got to get out of this idea that everybody who comes along with an idea of what they want to do in Detroit gets to do it and do it the way they want to. That is the council's job, is to say, listen, if you want to do this here, that's cool, but here are some things we want to make sure that get done as well. And that is sticking up for the interest of the residents.
You should have good reasons. You shouldn't just be carrying the water of a labor union.
Okay, so instead they should carry the water of developers, which is what we've seen them do for 20 years.
They should be meeting the needs of the city.
Well,
and we know we
and
need
the
more.
Crowne Plaza, in terms of some of the issues that hotel has had in the past several years also.
There's no question. You've got to do something with that site. If you want to have the kind of convention business here that we're starting to attract. But I'm proud of the council for standing up. I may disagree with some of the fine points of why they're doing this, but they absolutely need to play a bigger role in making sure that we get what we want out of
the council starts weighing in the side of unions in disputes with business. You might as well put a close for business sign up.